Yeah, I'm going to turn off the camera a minute because my daughter just needs help with my. I'll go back on camera when she's finished. I'm here with.
Right, I think we're live for the first time in 3 months. So hello, welcome to Bonus Action Heroes, plays out of the abyss. Hopefully it's working. If any of you guys can check for me, that'd be awesome. But yeah, welcome. We're going to pick back up without the abyss. Unfortunately, Steve isn't going to be able to make it moving forward, so his character Sev is going to fade into the background and become an NPC. But yeah, thank you, Steve, for all your roleplay and friendship during the last half of the campaign. Moving forward, we have Tink, played by Veronica. Hello. We have Hazel, who is playing Gauntlgrym. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. We have Jim playing Drodin, the Drow Wizard. Dead once. How many times have you died so far? Just once, or is it twice? You've also been punched across a turtle, I seem to remember.
I have been punched across a turtle, and I've only died once in this campaign.
I think that's good going. You're beating the odds. And then we have Tom playing Serdi, and Tom is just helping his door with her homework. So he'll be back in a minute.
People keep saying this, oh, Jim's character dies a lot. I think the two of us are tied for the amount of deaths.
Yeah, it's because we want it, right?
Yeah.
It feels more like we remember you, Jim, because you willingly walk into fire, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who wants to die because I died successfully.
You do it with style.
I'm so proud of that.
You do it with pizzazz.
You did.
I can confirm we are live, by the way, but it says we're playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Oh.
No.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently watching the stream, and I completely forgot to say.
Let me change that then. I mean, I could try, but I think I would be making it up as I go along. To be honest, I've not even read the adventure. Just give me 1 second. I will change it. I'll try and do a little bit of a summary of what happened last time. So you had escorted Derendil back to his home of Nelrindenvane, an elven kingdom in the high forest of Faerun. In fact, let's pop the map up so people can take a look. There, you, excited to meet his family, you unfortunately discovered that Derendil, the elven prince, was still at home in Nelrindenvane, and your Derendil, much to your concern, was not what they seemed. Were they an imposter, a demon in disguise, or was it something genuine? After some investigation with his sister, well, Derendil's sister, it was discovered that the Fezres, the magical energy that often emanates in the Underdark, had somehow made a carbon copy of Derendil's personality and embedded it into this hulking, great hairy creature. There was a lot of heartfelt moments, and I think Derendil felt that he was a lie, that he wasn't real, and there was talk about curing his curse, which would have just returned him to a mindless beast, in effect. But with your support, you talked him round, you made it clear that he was one of you. And yes, he was built on this other Derendil, but everything that happened since your escape from Valkenvelve was him and you did it all together. So, renewed, he agreed to continue on with you, whatever you all decided to do. Then, as you ate and drank with the real Derendil, the princess, and the king of Nelrindenvane, you were offered an opportunity to peer into a scrying pool. Each of you allowed one question. Does anyone remember what you asked and what you saw? That's putting you on the spot, I know.
I think I asked, or at the very least, somebody asked. No, I think it was me. I think I asked who was responsible for summoning the demons, and
You
I
did.
got a vision of a Drow Archmage that I recognised that I don't remember the name of. But it was
Grumph
a bit of a dumb
Bainray.
name. Hmm?
Grumph Bainray.
That was it. I remember it was. First of all, I'm a big fanboy for the Ben Ray family, but I remember it was something dumb because I remember thinking it sounded more like an orc name than a drow name.
Yes, you did indeed.
And yeah, that was a moment I think when Drogon got very anxious because he recognised Grumph as being the person who runs the school that taught him to do wizarding in Menzo.
He is indeed the Archmage of Menzo Baranzan, and probably the most powerful drow.
Yes, so I think there was a lot of anxiety there of Drogon going, I know who that is, and they might know who I am. So,
indeed.
Probably not an ideal interaction.
I think Tink also asked something along the lines of why did he... You were going to ask about your family, and I think Tink just changed her mind in the last few moments and asked why did he summon, why did he open the abyss? And you saw an image of Grumph almost on puppet strings being manipulated, and as the view drew back, you saw this huge hulking spider-bodied drow elf, Lolth, the Spider Queen, puppeting him. And I also think... Sorry, go on.
No, just...
Okay. And I also think Serdi asked who could help.
I just found my notes, and I don't remember what I asked because I have all of the notes about Grumph, but I also have notes about Orphane.
You did find some things out about Orphane.
And her father, so...
You do. I
can't remember if that was the pool.
That was the library. So you looked up...
Me getting another piece of soul.
You went to the library, I think, and looked up your family tree.
Thank you. Yeah.
Which you should have in your notes. Yeah. So you discovered that you are the daughter of Titania, Queen of the Fae. You also discovered that you were not an only child. In fact, you are one of 6. And although 4 of them are children of Titania and Oberon, 2 of them, one only listed as Orphane, and another listed as the one who wears shadows, also shown as dead, slain with cold iron, were children of Titania but with an unknown father. And I think that was probably what you looked into the pool actually and saw. You scried on your father, who then looked...
He said he'd been waiting.
He looked straight up at you and said he was waiting for you. Yeah. So yes, I think that probably summarizes it. So you are in Nelrindon Vane. Hospitality is still extended to you. It is up to you where you want to go from here. Derendil, the Quaggoth, is with you. He is still quiet, but he seems less sad than he did before. What would you like to do?
As far as I can remember, we did the responsible things of informing the people here what's going on in the Underdark, and that they should maybe inform other people and send aid into the Underdark.
Indeed, you did.
But as for us, have we just decided to go back and save the day? No? Okay. Okay, we'll stay here forever.
I think that sounds like something we would do, somewhat reluctantly.
Oh, you also freed Blingdenstone. We probably shouldn't have dusted over that. But yeah, you freed Blingdenstone. You also revived Eldith, who had died, so she's also with you.
Oh, and we need to take her home.
To Gauntlgrym, potentially. Yeah. So you are in Nelvinder Vane. You do have access to teleportation if you wish it. That has been made clear to you that if you wish to teleport to a number of set places, they can do so. You can in theory teleport anywhere, but the risk is high if you've not been there, or the person opening the circle has not been there.
I think that's right. I think we were going to teleport to Gauntlgrym.
Yeah. It is an option.
Considering how much of that I don't remember,
Mm.
because it seems I have a shocking memory. That is the one thing I do feel that I remember. I think Gauntlgrym was where we were aiming.
Okay.
Tom, welcome back. Are you happy with Gauntlgrym?
Yes. I am happy with Gauntlgrym. R is 14.66 millimeters, in case anyone was wondering.
Maths complete.
Thank you. I was on tenterhooks waiting to find out.
Yeah, I was starting to get quite upset that I didn't know yet.
Can you explain Sokotoa to me, Tom?
Sign. Do you really want me to?
It's a Kuatoa that
No, no, I don't.
My daughter said, even I know Sokotoa.
I don't.
I
like
don't remember
version.
it. I just remember it's a fun word. Well, a fun
I thought that was like a big
beginning of
creature
words.
in Critical Role, but that probably
Yeah, that sound like a D&D.
it does sound like a D&D monster. Maybe we should make it
Made out of
There is.
triangle.
Triangle shape.
Kuatoa.
Yeah.
Kuatoa.
So
Ukatoa.
so many things.
Sokotoa is dastardly because it doesn't work as a way of solving a triangle. That's why it's evil.
Then what's the point in teaching us that?
That we all use it every day, surely.
I actually do.
Yeah, I know you do, but you break helicopters. Well, you don't break them. You test them, sorry.
I do hear it is riveting.
Oh,
I can't take credit for that. I stole that from a show.
the cracking
Be
joke.
ashamed.
Oh, they're back.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Going to Gauntlgrym.
Okay. Do you need any supplies? Does anyone have anything that they want to replenish?
What's everyone's inventory looking like? How are we for potions? Let's say, can we just say we get a load of rations?
Yep, you can buy as many. Yeah, we can have rations for free.
Yeah.
I have one potion of greater healing.
So do I.
I have no potions. Could I potion it up in his house, please?
Yeah, sure. So you can buy a potion of healing with so a potion of healing is normally 50 gold, but it's 40 gold here to you. Greater healing is normally 100. It is 80 gold to you. And a potion of superior healing is normally 500. It is 400 to you.
I have 200 gold. So could
Okay.
I have a normal and
You can have
greater?
so much more.
Tom, you could got to do the maths.
We have so much more gold than that.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of gold, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, someone was having a.
We have 2,561 gold.
Grim's only known the group for like a week. I didn't know he'd got access to the coffers yet.
Yeah, you've been really helpful. I mean, yeah, you've
Okay.
been really helpful.
Well, if you don't mind paying, I am happy to accept. And I'll take as many health potions so people are willing to buy me.
Just a normal and a greater?
Can I have 2 normals and a greater?
Yeah, I've already forgotten all the prices.
So that'd be 180. Oh no, because it was 240s, wasn't it? So it'd be 160.
Okay, so a greater is 80.
Yes.
I believe so. They're normally 100, but here they're...
Yeah, you've
Okay.
got a hefty discount.
Love that. I'll take a greater as well, so that turns it up to 240. Anyone else for anywhere else?
No.
All greater already, so I'm okay.
I will remove 240 gold.
Very nice.
If I could just have them added to my inventory, or I need to remember how to do that myself.
Sure. So who wants what?
I can do the potions of healing. So I just need a 1 greater.
You need a greater. Okay.
I also need a greater, please. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You should have one now.
Darindil, you still haven't used this potion of fire breathing.
Well, it burns my facial hair. That's why I'm missing it right now. So I've been reluctant unless it was a complete disaster. So are we heading on to Eldest home then?
Seems only appropriate.
Yeah.
It does.
I feel like Droden kind of like raised his hand to go. It's also never mind.
No, please.
Oh, sorry, did Yasmin need to go somewhere?
I'm sure Yasmin was capable of finding her own way or teleporting somewhere. But I was just going to say, Gauntlgrym was also my home for most of my life.
Yes, I remember you and Eldith having that conversation about finding your old home, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy watching that one.
Yeah, perhaps we should have that conversation again now. Maybe, from the sounds of it, it's not something we want to bring up as soon as we arrive, or we'll sound like we're reclaiming it.
I think
Like
the question: did you live there during the Drow occupation, or did you live there post? Well, yes. I'm not a diplomat, but a sensitive subject, I'm sure.
Yes, but I think in the interest of trust and transparency, it's probably better to lead with, I used to live here when the Drow occupied it, but I'm here to help with any problems you have now, rather than us resolving the problems that they have and then going, by the way, I used to live here when my species occupied it.
That sounds like a much better way of putting it.
Yeah, I would agree. I just saw my the princess. I can't remember her name. It's been so long. Can anyone remember the names?
I remember what they look like, but I didn't write down the names, which would have been a sensible thing.
Tanathel. Princess Tanathel. I've just saw Tanathel, and she said that if we wish to use the teleportation circle, she would actually happily activate it for us. She believes she can get us to Gracklestugh or Gauntlgrym, or indeed any of the major cities on the surface she's visited, so she would be willing to send us there. It's just a matter of choice.
Sorry, Darendil, is there anything you wanted to do here before we go?
I kind of want to just leave now, if I'm honest. I think these memories of this place aren't mine. And now that I realise that, I'd rather be out there making new ones.
Wise.
Well, the other Darendil kind of... I would like to thank him before I leave. I mean, it was his mind and his memories that started me on this path, and it was really him that got me all accepted by you all. But ever since Velkenvelv, I think it's been us that got us where we got to, and I'm proud of us. We've done great things. So I owe him thanks, but what you said to me is true. What we achieved together. Because of who we are now. So I'll happily go and tell her we're ready to go if we're done here. Okay.
I think we are.
Okay. And you'll see him wander off, and he will make a way across the Great Hall towards the real Darendil, and he towers above him. And you just see him sort of shake his small elf hand in his huge clawed hand and say something, and they seem to nod, and the real Darendil smiles. He says something about, you'll always be welcome here if you want to visit. And then he collects Tanathel, and they walk over and they lead you outside, wander through the beautiful woodland. It is late summer, so it is, even in the shade of the trees, it is sort of mid-20s degrees Celsius. It is warm. The sunlight is coming through the dappled trees. It's peaceful. The birds are singing. You see squirrels and rabbits and even the occasional stag cross your path as you walk through. And Tanathil will lead you to this huge tree that seems to have grown and then began to circle and grow in a loop. This is the portal tree. Whoever has been to Gauntlgrym would be best to hold an image of the place in their mind. And when you're ready, I can open it. Unless you wish to go somewhere else.
Let's take Eldith home. And Drodin.
Well,
Eldith will be like, I can't wait to see my little, and she'll be a year older, I reckon, since I last saw her. So she's going to have grown. She's probably getting close to 2 foot by now. No, of course not. She won't be that tall. But, yeah,
Will she be taller than me?
Probably about the same. What are you, about 1.5 foot?
1.5.
Yeah, you'll probably be the same height as a 5-year-old dwarf, yeah. Actually, you might be a bit taller, but we'll see.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I did want to say, I just saw Sev. He's said he's got some business to deal with, that he's sorry, and he will catch up with us later. And that if we need him, we know how to reach him, but I'm not sure that's true, but he sends his apologies. You suddenly see through this hole in the tree, this sort of circular grown wood, you see the trees behind, you see birds flying across the blue sky, and then suddenly there's a ripple and a rip, and it just goes black, and there is just nothing. And Tanathel will, as long as you have pictured the correct place, Drodin, you should be able to walk through. Drodin, can you give me a roll, please? Can you give me
I'd really rather not.
a intelligence roll? You're good at those.
No, that's a 19.
Sure, Eldith can't do it. Oh, okay, no, we're fine.
I was thinking of home as well, so, you know, I promise. It looks very dark. I mean, that's... were you thinking of surface or underdark entrance, Jordan? I was thinking underdark, if I'm honest.
I was just thinking of home.
Okay. Okay.
Come on then. And Grim will just start walking on through.
Good for you. Okay, you just walk through. You will see...
Yeah, it's safe. He goes first, so...
You walk through, you see Grim just ripple in the air and just walk through into the darkness beyond. You find yourself stood in front of this huge stone doorway. It's absolutely massive. It must be... Well, it stretches off high. You can still see it with your dark vision. So it is huge. It must be 60, 70, 80, maybe even taller feet tall. And either side of this huge gateway are these two huge stone statues of dwarves that both seem to lean on a stone axe. And again, they are huge and disappear off into the darkness as the others follow you through and appear behind you. And you recognise it as the gateway to Gauntlgrym, Drodin.
Probably walking everywhere with my hands up.
It is strangely quiet. There is no obvious guards. There is not even any obvious, viewing ports or holes in the wall. There's no towers. It looks, for all intents and purposes, like a natural stone wall with these two huge statues and huge gates made of stone.
I suppose it's time we had a door puzzle.
Normally they're
Eldith, is
quite
this
easy to
normal?
fix.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I heard you both at the same time. It is normal. Aye, there is guards here. They're watching us now. They're just the portals are very carefully designed, so they're very hard to see.
And
Can they
Grim
go
will not-
invisible like the ones in
No.
Wedwell?
No, if only we could, that would be useful, wouldn't it? But no, we can't go invisible. But we are masters at stonework. Incredibly good. So I assure you they are there. Should we make a wrong move, then it's not a problem. I can talk to them if you don't want to.
Well, yes, I would like you to talk to them, but I just wasn't aware we were being watched, and now that I am aware we're being watched, hello! We are friends of Elder, who we are returning home.
Eldith. Yes, it's Eldith Felrunner. These fine folk have, we were captured by Drow and they've released me, and we've made our way across the whole of Underdark. It's taken bloody months. Sicker mushrooms. But, if you could let us in, I would very much like these fine folks to speak with the king if he is in residence.
And this is a good drow.
Aye, he's a good drow. Aye. looks a bit shifty and walks up to the gate. You see her place a hand on the stone gate. I swear everything I have said is honest and true. And you hear like a cracking and a rumbling, and the stone gates, they just inch open what looks from a distance a tiny amount, but you see her sort of step, turn back to you and go, come on, and she steps through.
I suppose we follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do actually have
I'll
a
stay
picture of
close
the
to
gate.
Trojan.
Okay. The gates open, and as soon as you march through, you see this. It's impressive. It reminds you somewhat of Gracklstugh. The buildings are quite short and square and functional, but the difference here is that they are decorated. There are carvings, there are runes. There is more than just function here. There's definitely a sense of pride and an element of artistry that you see in all of the stonework. You can see, again, the cavern sort of glows with this very faint, dim white light. Seems to be given off from moss that clings to the walls and the ceiling high above. And you see both waterfalls coming down from the walls of the cavern, but also through the buildings, carefully channeled into forges and factories and all sorts of other functions. Likewise, you also see lava flowing through the city streets like rivers. There are quite a number of guards as you walk initially in the gate. They watch you closely, but Eldith has a word and they seem to nod. You're just allowed to walk through. They seem to know her for some reason and are quite happy to trust her word that you are who you say you are. Unlike Gracklstugh, which kind of smelt of fire and ash and burning, the air is fresh here. You do feel the heat from these rivers of lava, but likewise the water seems to cool and moisten the air and make it quite pleasant, cool on your skin. And then you see these two metal rails running along the street, and suddenly this like mining cart just trundles past on its own with a little kid sat in it. Little kid with a little short red beard, about that long, longer than mine. And it just shoots off through the city. Aye, we could get a cart if you want. If you just jump in and we could go to see the king. I think he would be very interested to hear what you've got to say. And I would very much like to see my daughter.
Sure.
Eldith, are you?
Am I what?
I was just going to ask, are you quite important?
No.
Everyone seems to
no.
listen to you.
No, Bruno's my cousin, that's all. He's like...
The king.
He's king. But he's king because of, conquest, not because of an achievement, not because of, we're not like human kings where they just go, here you go, you have it. When we want it, we take it, we work for it, and he has worked for it.
So that doesn't make you some sort of, I don't know, duchess?
No.
Countess?
No, it just means I can talk to him, to be honest. And, I mean, the weirdest thing is he's not really my cousin. He's kind of I don't know what you'd call it. Technically, he died. Have you heard of Drow Elf? Drizzt, I don't know how you say it.
Jaden in the background will be like, yes!
Well, he were friend of him, an adventurer friend of his. And he actually, Bruno has died. And then Drizzt was like, I kind of need you to give me a hand with some stuff, and brought him back. So it's kind of his second, bit like Drodin, I suppose, and me, his second go at it. But yeah, he is king.
So that made him a king, being brought back by a drow.
Well, no, he was from Mithril Hall, if you've heard of that place, and obviously
Yes.
Gauntlgrym was our city, dwarven city, and it fell to orcs, and then it fell to drow, and finally Bruno gathered an army and took it back, and it's ours again. It's not
And
quite
this is
up to
Mithril
former.
Hall.
No. This is Gauntlgrym. Mithril Hall, another place completely. That's pretty grand as well. It's named that because of all the mithril in the mines, and it is a beautiful place. We don't have quite so much mithril here, but what we do have is a huge fire elemental beneath the mountain that eats all our forges. And we kind
Very
of...
much like to see that.
Oh, I don't think you would. You can see its eye. If you go through temples, they call it the Eye of Megara. It is the actual eye of the earth, well, the fire elemental.
The eye of
Apparently,
your-
it's probably not really an eye, but aye. But yeah, it's a great city.
I look forward to finding out how I'm potentially going to be torched by a fire elemental in this city.
No, it's sleeping. We do a lot of work to keep it sleeping. If it were to work, it would wreck everything. As these carts, you sort of clambered in these carts, they sort of seem to just follow. There's nothing pulling them. They just seem to just magically follow the rails. You see a number of statues that look like they're in the process of being recarved or dismantled, and you can see some of them actually look like elves, like drow elves. Others look like dwarves. You can see the drow ones are being sort of slowly taken down and or recarved. Aye, I mean Gracklstugh was good, wasn't it? But this is nice. And can you smell that? It's fresh air. We've got special links to surface, so we actually get good air here. It's not like it doesn't just smell of wet and mushrooms like everything else down there.
But Gracklstugh was very nice too. Perla says, looking at it.
It were nice, and I have to say, I always heard those Dwegar were evil buggers, but they weren't really. They were just a bit a bit dour and a bit judgy, and a bit stern, but they were all right. I preferred the gnomes, if I'm honest. They maybe it's all the mushrooms, but they seem quite cheerful. And she will reach down into the front of the car. There's a map. Which she shows you. That's handy. Hi, so we've come in through city gates. I'm going to suggest, but it's up to you. You can go anywhere you want. If we go through Vault of Kings, then we can go to the throne room and see Bruno himself. If you want to meet him, I know he would be keen to hear your story.
Aim to speak to him, so it's best go straight there, I think.
Probably best to talk to him than to have a drow walking around the city, looking like it's normal.
You do feel the stares of dwarves. It's not a very cosmopolitan city. You see that odd human, but it is pretty much all dwarves here, and most of them seem to ignore you and don't seem too bothered. But there are a few people who give you daggers as they see this drow elf riding the cart, but they don't say anything. They don't do anything. And you head through. Eventually the cart comes to a halt. You see, as you go through this Vault of Kings, you see all these huge statues of what you can only assume are ancient dwarven kings, and there must be 20, 30, you can't count them all, so it must go back thousands and thousands of years through the history of the city. And then eventually the tunnel narrows, and you realise that you're in a killing ground, effectively. The tunnel is narrow. You see up above fortifications. You can see guards are up above you, and you can see also portcullis in front and behind, and you become very aware that if they wanted to, they could just drop them down and you would not stand a chance. And then eventually you come to a smoothly carved room with beautifully tiled floor and a small, but I mean in the map it's like a huge plinth with a grand throne, but in reality it's not quite so over the top. If it will load, you see ahead of you, sat on the throne, looking a bit bored actually, is this elderly red-haired dwarf. He's wearing very fine-looking mithril plate armor. The shoulders you can see are like two lion heads, and there is a helmet on the side of the throne which has got, well, it once had two horns, but one of them is broken off. His armor is pristine and beautiful. The helmet looks absolutely battered and knackered. And you see Eldith. Aye, cousin, it's me, Eldith. I've got some visitors from. Well, it's a long story, but I really think you should hear their story. Yeah.
Can't see the scene.
Can't see it.
Nope.
Okay.
Tokens with vision.
But at the same time, as we're entering the thing, we see this dwarf sat on the throne. Expectedly, I think Drojan will be like, "Oh my god, it's Bruno Battlehammer."
Fanboying.
Yeah. I feel like Drix was a good inspiration for why he was like, the Drow are kind of dicks, actually, yeah.
Yeah. He will stand. He is probably... It's not particularly tall, even for a dwarf. Like 4.5 foot tall, maybe approaching 5 foot, if that. Oi, come, if you will, come. And he will gesture you all over. Sorry, I've realised your characters aren't on there. I'll put them on the map, but yeah.
Him oohing.
I don't think he's oohing. I think he's just like very starstruck, like big glistening eyes, just like. Like he's meeting, not necessarily a role model, but the role model's best friend.
Yeah.
This is how I felt when I was looking at Neil Newbon from a distance.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite an imposing looking guy for a dwarf. He's clearly got very, very fine magical armor on. The helmet looks completely at odds with it. It's like battered and knackered, and one of the horns is broken off. It doesn't seem to go. Oh, wine. And he would gesture to one of the sort of dwarves that's nearby, and you'll see them grab some cups and a jug of wine and start pouring it as you approach. Eldith, I thought you were dead. And he will walk up to her and give her a hug. It's good to see you. I'll have someone fetch Ellen, shall I? She's been asking about you for a year or more. And I am getting a bit tired of telling her you'll be here soon. So, friends, I am Bruno Battlehammer, King of Gauntlgrym. You are most welcome. Drink, sit, I'll fetch food. And tell me your story. If Eldith says you're worth knowing, then I would say you are.
Thank you for your hospitality. What's the proper way to address you?
Bruno's fine. I'm not one for titles,
Bruno.
really. But if it's outside of here, obviously, King is fine as well. But in here, we're friends. If you're friends of Eldis, you're friends of my family.
Even me.
Well,
Even you, Drow. Yeah, I've
It's a
got.
load of fun, right?
You may know that I've got a friend who's a Drow. I know you're not all bad.
I don't think, Droden, you're doing a very good job of hiding your excitement.
I don't get to be excited about a lot of things.
This is why it's so strange. But I'm Tink. I am sort of captain of our ship. I am captain of our ship. It's just that we're not currently on a ship and haven't been for a while. But I, with all my friends who can introduce themselves, were captured with Eldith by some drow in Mensabaranzan, and we have, as she said, we have taken a long journey to get Eldith back here.
Aye, I think they're making it sound a lot easier than it was. I believe I died and they've brought me back. We've seen some stuff. I think it's safe to say something is amiss. Is that fair? Something very bad.
We have seen some incursion.
Demons, Your Majesty.
Demons? Oh, is that what you're saying to me? Demons?
Lords and princes, to be precise.
I fought my fair share of demons, but not the lords. What evidence do you have of this?
Only of the after effects and our own eyes. We saw Neverlight Grove overrun by Zuktmoy.
Zuktmoy. What's
We
Neverlight
also-
Grove? I've never heard of that place.
It's the home of the Myconids.
Oh, is that why we've got so many of the little feckers in the outskirts?
Ones not turned were displaced.
Oh, we have a settlement outside. We've not really traded with them. They're a bit strange, but they seem peaceful. I think they call it Everdark or something.
The court of the king of Gracklstew was, I don't know how you put it, but infiltrated by a succubus.
Oh, well, those grim bastards have got issues anyway.
Oh, they were very good to us once we helped them, and in fact, this is a relative to King Grim, who's here to help.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there behind that big hairy fella. No
No
offence.
offence taken.
Aye. You're very welcome. As I say, friends of Eldith are friends of mine.
I only properly met her this morning, but
Oh. Well. All right,
she's
we'll see how it
excused.
goes.
Dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was
she was
dead.
Dead for a while.
Well, I appreciate you helping her bring her back. I would very much not be wanting to telling her a little and that she lost her other parent, so I've gone a bit southwest there.
Now you know my trouble. Every
All
time I
right,
put an accent
babbers.
on, it slowly grows into southwest.
I know, right? And as he says that, you see this little girl running through through the gate. Someone's escorting her, but you just see her running. She isn't taller than you, Tink. She's probably a couple of inches shorter, about 5, maybe 6. Red hair, just like Eldith. Like cheeky face, absolutely adorable. And she's like, Ma, I can't believe it. And she just runs up and like grabs onto her waist. And then looks around wide-eyed, because obviously there's this weird elemental kobold. There's the drake. There's a pirate fairy, effectively, and then there's Derendil, this grey skinned dwarf which you never would have seen before, and a drow elf. And she's just like, Ma, who's your friends? They're weird. She can be Southwest, I've decided. Just to exercise the voice, you know, get it out.
Yeah, just to give it outlet. Ambrose is getting all caught up in her excitement and he's trying to join in the hug and having a nuzzle up to.
Yeah. And you see, I'll just go, oh, what's happened to your voice? Who you've been mixing with? What's that accent? That's not proper dwarf accent. But we'll work on that after. These are my good friends. This is Captain Tink, captain of her very own ship, sails the Underdark. And she's like, gives you a big grin. That's Perla Serdi. What's your name this week, Serdi?
No, we are Perla and Serdi.
He's confused, but he's very nice. That's Drodin. He's a drow elf, you know, like Drist that we read the stories about. He's very clever, but also very not clever. It's quite intriguing to watch, but he's like the smartest person I've ever met when it comes to reading stuff. This is Grym. Grym, I've only known a day, but like pretty tough.
I'll bow to the little girl and just be like, at your service.
She'll be like giggling and like smirking. Aye, and who have I missed? No one. That's Derendil. She'd just be like, oh, is he a monster? Aye, kinda, but he's a nice one. That's the way I look at it. He's very nice. You'll like him. And he'll be like, charmed, I'm sure. He'll get really down low. Can't really shake a hand, he's too big. And then
you, Grant, we've missed you.
Well, aye. This is what you got me home for, everyone, and thank you. I owe you. I owe you everything. If it's all right, I'm going to go spend a bit of time with her. I'll leave you to it. She will nod to Bruno. She just mouths thank you to you all, and then quietly sort of walks out, and you hear the little girl go, well, that Drindle's a proper big un, isn't he? He's a proper big un. Why is he so hairy? And then they disappear out the door.
That Grindle is a proper big un. Forever shall be known as Gert Drindle.
Gert Big and Drindle. Yeah. Yeah. Bruno will be like, oh, I can't thank you enough for bringing that one home. Is there anything I can do for you? I really want to hear more about this problem. Got to sort that.
Ooh. One of the main reasons we came here, other than Eldith, was to warn you of these incursions and our fear that they may make their way here, and you should make yourself ready to defend against them, I think. I hope not, but it's looking that way.
There seemed to be some effort to destabilize Gracklstew, and we worried that something might be happening here the same, so thought you ought to be warned.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Sounds like a big threat if it's really Zuchtmoy. I've
You
heard of
have-
this.
We saw her.
We
Then
saw an
We have also seen the
Did-
Demogorgon destroy Sloopledoop. Not that Kuatora City's destruction is going to particularly rattle anyone's view of the Underdark.
Demogorgon. I heard tell that my friend Drist Doerden had pursued that thing. I had heard rumours. We tried to scry on him to see where he was so I could go help him. And apparently he was fighting the thing, but I think it drove him mad. He's not himself anymore. He's the greatest fighter I've ever known. It's clear if we're going to beat this thing, we need allies.
Well, you've just given me a terrible idea. I have sending, and it's just occurred to me that when there's famous people in the world and you have the potential to send a message to anyone you are familiar with, you can harass everyone in the world as long as you roughly know about who they are. So I could send a message to Dritsto Odin, I could send a message to Morton Kanan, I could send a message to bloody anybody.
Darren were like, oh, how about
there's a
the
few
Vizaran
restraining
fellow?
orders out on.
That will be on me.
Anyone that knows it could buy a special gem that marks it. It's like a block, call blocker.
It's caller ID.
I mean, you're saying that the Demogorgon and Zuktmoy, all free in the Underdark. That's what you say in
And-
lad.
and-
Sorry, Captain.
Speaking of scrying, we've just come from Nelrindenvale.
Never heard
I
of
don't
it.
know if you know it. Elven city on the surface actually, but it's where they're in. Long story. Anyway, they had a scrying pool, and we think the person behind bringing the demons being able to get here is someone who I've lost the name of in my notes. Gromp? No, Vizaran.
Gromp.
Vizaran.
Gromp Bianre
It's
was the person responsible, I think, and
yes, but it was
Vizaran Devere that we may be able to help us fight Gromp
I've heard
Bianre.
both of those names. Oh, yeah. I have heard both of those, but I don't know them. I don't think I've heard them spoken of in a good way, though.
I don't think either of them are good, as you'd say, but think that they hate each other. So that's we were hoping that Vizaran could be turned against Gromp. Just out of hatred. You know how some drow
So why? Hang on. Why are we? What's the relevance of those two? I'm not sure I understand why you want to. What Gromf or Vizaran are responsible for this?
We believe Gromp is responsible for summoning the demons into the Underdark.
Right.
Vizaran may be able to close the way. That's our hope, anyway.
Right, because the only other way to send them back is literally to kill them. They'll go back to the abyss that way. But if there's two of them out there, that's pretty hard going, lad, I tell you. Unless we get an army, maybe. You've all gone
But, I
quiet. It
mean-
is just two, isn't it?
Well, that we know of.
And if there's a way to get rid of them that doesn't involve the loss of hundreds, probably thousands of lives, I think we should look into it.
Aye. So this Vizeran is an ally of yours? Another good drow as such?
I don't think so.
We haven't had an opportunity to confirm that yet.
We were led there by a question we asked a scrying pool in the London vein. I asked for someone who may be able to help and was directed at Vizeran. I think you would say an ally of convenience, perhaps?
Aye, the enemy of my enemy is a friend and all that. Although they often become an enemy once the enemy's dealt with.
Perhaps, but I hope that, well, I think everyone should have interest in just getting rid of these demon princes.
Aye, Driz spoke of Vizeran and I was warned that he was very, very powerful.
There is one thing we'd almost forgotten, I think. We did find the possibility of a weapon forged specifically to fight demons. We have half of it, but the other half is in the possession of the Society of Brilliance. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Aye, pompous bunch. I know them. Generally, they're not bad. One of them's a mind flayer, which I do not like, but
Yes. The
but
Mind Flayer, I think, has the other half that we need.
Okay. I can put feelers out if you want to find them. They do occasionally visit. They've been searching for a variety of things and they've been studying everything that's going on. So, yeah, maybe I can get them here for you. We'll find out where they are.
Be a great deal of help. Thank you, Highness.
Call me Brunor. There's no one here. Highness sounds
you.
weird. Gone Western again.
Thank you, King Bruno.
Aye, well, you're not drinking your wine. It's fine, I assure you. There you go. That's better. And he will come over and take the jug off one of the dwarves and top your glasses up, or your cups up. I'm thinking, if this problem is as big as you say it is, maybe I can get allies. Maybe I can form some kind of army. Let's put it that way. There's no other way of saying it, lad. An army. I can do this. I guess the question is whether you want to be involved. And I hope you do.
Well, we do. But, well, Captain Tink can speak for all of us, but Parla Serdi, that's why we came.
Good. It sounds like what you know is what no one else knows. If we got any chance of finding this Vizeran fella and dealing with it, I think we'll need quite the force. Right, I will I'll make arrangements for you to have somewhere to stay. Get you some food. I'm going to suggest it's quite early. I'll get a banquet on tomorrow. I will invite some allies from the nearby cities. Neverwinter. Gone southwest again. And in the book, his accent's very, like, cheese. It's just pure cheese. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it kind of sounds like vague Celticness. I would very much like for you all to speak to them. If I can get them here. To tell them your story. Persuade them that they need to intervene. If indeed there is 2 demon lords loose, we need to get that done. We need to get them sent back. And we're going to need a lot of help. So please, you'll be my guests of honor. and I would very much like you to persuade them. I'll send messages out today. But until
We'd be
then,
happy to. Thank you.
you may have the freedom of Gauntlgrym. And as you're sort of having this exchange, you sort of hear Eldith huffing down the corridor, coming back with the little girl. And she's like, "Oi, I've had to..." Can't remember what voice it is. Aye. Sorry, everyone. Ellen was very excited. She has drawn you all and wants to show you the pictures. So if you've... She's like, yeah. Show him Drindle. Show him Drindle. Yeah. And she kind of comes running up with this stack of papers. Bruno's just looking bewildered. She sort of goes round handing everyone a drawing. This one's Captain Tink, and she will sort of throw it up on the screen for everyone who's watching. Captain Tink, that's Sirdi. This one's Drodil, the Drow Elf. I think it's Drodil. And then this one, it's not working very well. Sorry, that's Grump. And this one is, Grump with the sword, and this one's Drindle. And we'll just show this picture of this ridiculous picture. That's Drindle. That's Grump. The dwarf. Sev's not here. And then that's Drodil. He's a wizard, so I've given him a hat. Need to get a hat, Drindle. And then this one is Captain Tink. I didn't draw a ship because, well, I did, but I didn't know what kind of ship it was. So there you go. And then she just runs off again. And Eldith will be like, "Aye, have you finished? Do you need anything from me?"
I, seeing as you're here, thought maybe for the sake of, as I previously stated, for the sake of transparency, it's probably worth noting I did used to live here. When the Drow occupied it.
Okay.
And then he'll hold his hand up and goes, "Hello, I'm Jordan Zorlaren from the house that used to rule when the Drow occupied. And at any point, if it's convenient, I'd like to visit my old home. Primarily for nostalgia's sake."
Okay. One thing my friend taught me, I've gone northern. Too many accents in one room here. Drizzt, he would say, not all Drow are bad. Not all Drow have a choice. So I think I'll put it down to that. You were in a bad system and you didn't have a way out. You're not allied with them now, are you, Droden?
No, I've actually been imprisoned by them previously. For helping slaves escape Menzo Branzo in the Underdark. What's the sedition, I think is the proper term.
Right. Well, then we're probably aligned, I think. If the property is empty, you're free to see it. I'm sure Eldith can take you where you need to be.
On the off chance it's not, I'm going to assume that anything I had in the house, even if it is, I assume anything that was in the house that I'd left there has probably been thrown in a trash heap somewhere and burned.
Oh, well, unless it's well hidden, I suppose.
It won't be.
Right. Then yes, sorry. Unless we've not got to it yet. I'd just be careful. If it's occupied, I would perhaps think twice about it.
Yes, I imagine it would probably put the shits up a dwarf to have a drow knock on their door, say they were in their home.
Aye, I think so.
Sorry, quick question I meant to ask earlier. The Myconid colony that lives nearby, have they arrived recently, or have they always been there?
Aye, pretty recent. We were pondering clearing them, but they seem quite peaceful, I think. They don't seem very aggressive, so we've left them.
If it's the Myconids from Neverlight Grove, they lost their home and they are a very peaceful people. Well, they're the ones that weren't corrupted by Zuckanoy.
What?
So some of the Myconids were, their spores were weird. They were like evil Myconids, and then there were good Myconids, and there was this disparity between these two sides of the colony, and this half that I think is outside, who were good, left before
Right,
anything
but it
worse happened.
could be the bad ones.
No, I don't think it is, but I suppose there is a chance a bad one got away. I wanted to ask if we would have leave to leave the city and go see them anyway, so we can go check for you.
Aye, feel free.
If it is
You're not prisoners
ones,
here.
If it is the nice ones, there is conversations, I think, to have with one or two of them.
Well, they've not been aggressive and they've not had any kind of altercations. We've had a few problems
I think it's the
with...
good ones.
Good, I hope so. I mean, nothing a fire won't sort, but we have had... They do seem to have attracted some sort of strange flying demons of sorts have been... sort of seem to have came with them. Been getting attacks occasionally, and I think they've had trouble with them, but we've left them to it. They seem to have just got on with it.
Well, if they're being attacked by demons, I don't think they're in league with them, so yes. Good ones.
Good point. Although I fought demons and they seem to attack each other as much as anyone else. Weird things. Evil.
So, everybody, we want to visit the Myconid colony. We want to visit Rodin's old home. Is there anything else we want to do?
Talk to emissaries tomorrow.
Yeah. And have a really, really well-deserved nap.
We need to find out where the Society of Brilliance are, and the king kindly said to us.
Yes, I'm trying to remember what that mind flayer's name was.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, that's on the king's to-do list.
Not to be confused with Gravelax, which is salmon.
Yeah. I think I wrote out Gravelax. My notes is Gravelax.
That reminds me, there was in Blingtonstone, there was a lot of trouble with oozes, so there's a suspicion that that might have been a dabbling with the demon prince of oozes, whose name I don't remember.
Yes, I think you're right. Above table, yeah, I was.
Right.
Dubalix.
So
Yeah.
we're up to 3 now.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, well, as long as we've not got Orcus out there, I think we'll be fine.
You just see Jogan go, oh,
Oh, you come to mention it.
now that you mention it, there is there was an insane Darrow who was following us around for a while called Bapido, and he seems very fond of Orcus.
Right. Oh,
Think-
this gets worse. This is dire. I very much would like to. I'll send messages out now. We need to get this sorted. You think they're on the way up, or they're trying to take over, or? Right, I'll get it done.
No.
I'll get it done.
They can't be doing any good, and they certainly will be threatening everyone if they're on this plane, so we must return them.
Aye, this-
Sugtmoy was getting married to... I can't remember its name, but it was a fungus that is so vast.
Or a
If
Moikos.
they were to
Lycus,
somehow...
yeah.
That feels quite takeovery.
Right, we definitely need an army, don't we? Like a big one.
I mean, we survived so far, and there's only the 5-6 of us.
Aye, but I can see you're not normal, regular folk. You've got skills, I can see. You're different.
Yes, and with the ever-growing threats of oozes, evil myconoids, demogorgon stomping around, Rapido spawning a lot of undead things, a strange amount of gnolls that we had to deal with when we first escaped from Balkan Velve. It's... I think if things keep building, we might have a bit of a problem.
We have lost quite a lot along the way. There were a lot more of us imprisoned in Balkan.
Aye, I'm sorry, that was insensitive of me. Then it's even more important that we put this right. I will send messages out. I will get every representative from the local cities that I can. Further afield if possible. Aye. Emerald Enclave, Zentarim, whoever, whatever it takes.
And once again, thank you very much for your hospitality. Where will we be residing whilst we are here? If we are going out to do all these things, where shall we come back to?
Aye, well, Eldith will show you to the guest quarters. We'll have you in there. You can stay as long as you like. It'll suit you, I'm sure. It's fine. The beds might be a bit short for the big un, but aye, you're our guests.
Mind if we push them together?
I can get you some more if you wish. You several. 3 probably do it for that one.
If my home is unoccupied, do you mind if I stay there?
Oh, if it's empty, you're welcome to use it.
That's what I meant. I said occupied. I meant to say unoccupied.
Do you know where that is?
It's just in the residential district somewhere.
Okay. Aye, well, go take a look. Go take a look. You're free to go wherever you wish.
You seem very eager, Droden. Shall we go there first?
I think it's fine for us to wait to do that, so that I can fully remember what I might expect to see.
I see.
I have a map already, Jim, so you don't need to worry about going there.
Oh, you cheeky bitch! Well, in that case, we may as well go right now.
No, it's all come back to me now. Yes.
Oh, suddenly, I don't have to have a conversation with Matthew about what I'm expecting to see in the house. So, yeah.
So, yeah, Bruno will be. Oh, excuse me then. It's been a pleasure. Tomorrow evening, dinner, be there. And he will grab one of his advisors and leave the throne room, leaving you all there. Eldith will be like, "Hi, where do you need to go?"
I will just pull an address out of my eyes. That happens to be where I lived at the time.
Okay.
It'd probably take a bit of a moment of back and forth as I'm saying drow addresses and she's talking Dwarven ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You leave the area, get into the Vault of Kings again with all the statues, and you find one of the mining carts, effectively, or several of them. You hop in, and Eldith will say an address, whatever it is, and the carts will just fly off along the tracks, and within no time you're there.
I've just realised it's the equivalent of going, well, I used to live in Alexandria, so I'm very happy to be going back. And Eldith is there going, well, it's called Cairo now, but...
And it appears to be under construction, but is not occupied. There are lights. You can see scaffolding. Some of the walls are being fixed. There's no door. It is just open. You can see furniture inside, which looks like probably was your furniture. It's probably quite old now, but most of it is broken or, got woodworm or whatever it may be. You have a flood of memories come back of the years you spent here.
Would you like to improvise some of these memories for me?
Well, as you walk down the stairs, there's like an area with a dining table. Can you see this map, by the way?
You haven't activated it.
Ah, that'll be why. As you head in and down the stairs, there is an area with a sort of it's like an archway, a stone archway, and a table where you would eat. And you have a memory that there's a hidden wall there, and you used to hide people in when you were smuggling them to the surface.
Apparently movement is set to combat, so I got move.
Oh, really?
Zoom!
That's why no one was moving us.
One time he's free to wander, and he gets stopped.
I know.
It's my house. What could possibly go wrong?
It's my house. Entry, please.
Look, I have a chair.
It is quite spacious. There's quite a large seating area. You can see there's a big couch still there. It's looking a bit dusty and a bit old. There's a few lanterns, and again you can see some of the furniture is part way through being repaired, but no one's living here. And you remember sitting on this couch with Yasva, discussing the missions to go to the surface. And she's warning you that it's going to be really cold in a way that you've never experienced when you go up north. She's describing snow and ice. And this place called Icewind Dale, which is on the surface, the weather isn't always the same.
think Drodin will effectively just like quite happily invite everyone in as soon as he realizes that no one lives there. But then after a moment or two, he'll probably just start slowly walking, like making laps of his house, just kind of looking at everything, being a little bit nostalgic, maybe picking up a few little small mementos that meant something to him.
You find as you Tink, as you walk down the stairs and sort of look at this old dusty dining table, you've got an 18 passive perception. You look at the archway and the wall, and just in the flickering light, you think you see the outline of like a square in the wall. It's like really fine and really hard to spot, but you've got such high perception that you... Oh no, you've got 9. You don't see that. I was looking at the wrong character.
I didn't.
It's been a while. I'm so sorry. Scratch that. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
Wait, I can save this.
Go on then.
I trip over.
Yeah, you trip over
and I it's a bit of wall.
But it does look like a panel.
Drodin.
Hello.
Firstly, sorry, I just my face collided with your wall, and I couldn't help but notice this looks like it leads somewhere, or is a little, I don't know, there's a cavity behind it, I don't know.
Yes, me and Yasva managed to install a few little nooks and crannies where we could stash a few things, or a few people, potentially. Truthfully, I don't remember where most of them are anymore. But, yeah, feel free to have a poke around.
Oh, okay. How do you open it?
Presumably, I would know that.
I start poking it.
You would know, yeah. Give me an investigation check, but also, Jim, can you give me one as well?
That's where I find out it's heavily trapped, but die in a fireball. I got a 10.
What is found?
Yeah, what is Foundry? As you're thinking about this panel, you're like, was it trapped? You think maybe it was trapped, actually. You're not sure. And then Tink, you just press the top left corner of this little square, which now you're looking at it, you can't see it. And it just clicks and slides out about an inch. You can see there's a box in the wall. Nothing happens otherwise.
Oh, it doesn't explode in my face.
No.
Lovely. Oh.
Are you disappointed?
No, I kind of thought I was getting Drodin's in Drodin's home, and it felt like it felt
right,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If ever there was a
like, oh, I'm the one that went and pressed the button without thinking first.
I wasn't even thinking, did I trap this? I was thinking, has someone else been and trapped this since I've left?
Well, I mean, nothing's gone off. It's a box, and it's probably, whereas it was flush, now there's probably about an inch sticking out of the wall. And probably, unless you fly up, you can't see into it.
I'll fly up, and can I open it? Does it pull outwards?
Yeah, you can pull it if you wish.
I do that.
Okay, as you pull it out, there is like a puff of green gas that just into your face. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh, so we did trap that one.
Yes, you did.
Droden!
It's like he's just going to be looking around, going, look at this, my home in the height of my spy career."
Oh, it's a fail, I'm afraid. You take 1 point of damage. It's all trap. The gas has clearly lost its pungency. It smells more like fart spray than a poison spray.
Someone's put a stink bomb in the cupboard.
Yes.
It smells like Ambrose.
Inside the box, it's not too bad. That could have been bad, but it wasn't. You see a what looks like an old diary wrapped with cord, and you also see a number of small bundles of cloth or small bags.
I mean, if Droden hasn't come over to have a look, he said I could investigate. Let's open some shit.
I think Droden's pulling some moth-eaten books off a shelf and just being like, "Oh, I remember this one. That goes in my bag."
Okay. Yeah, you see.
I'm gonna read Droden's diary.
Read Droden's diary, and there's also 3 small bags in there. One of them feels like it's got a scroll in it. Another one you can see the shape of a ring, and another has a bottle in it. It's written in Elvish. Can you read Elvish?
Where do we?
Sorry, I should have say.
No, I can't.
You get
I
excited
can't
and you're like,
even read Elvish.
"Oh, I'm gonna read it," and then you're like, "What's this? It's just garbage." It doesn't make sense.
Oh. Who is Tink now? Is she the person that would pocket things?
That's up to you.
Or would she say, Droden, look, your things?
Well, you can pocket them for now and then bring it up later. Is option 3.
Seems a bit rude. No, I hate the person I've become. But so Droden, there's a little book in here. What I think is some sort of potion and a ring and where's this? And I'll unfurl the map.
I don't really know what that map is.
No, you do look at it and go, I don't remember that. Was it Yasva's?
I don't have the faintest idea what that map is.
Judging by the scale of it, it does have some ginormous mushrooms on it.
Some fucking big mushrooms. I think you'll be there for a while being like, is it mental death? Could it be... It wouldn't be Never Let Go, but I didn't learn about that until a few weeks ago. Yes, the book you found is just a very old record of my little job as a moon dancer and my attempts to try and track down Graven Hollow to some degree, and a record of the people that I helped get to the surface. It's a record and an inventory more than anything.
But it didn't bring you any closer to working out how to get to Gravenholm.
Well, largely no, because I didn't believe it was real. I thought it was more of a fairy tale. And I thought it was worth looking into.
So this might be more helpful than you thought?
Well, yeah, now, yes. Yes, probably.
Oh, good. Well, here you go. I can't read this.
No, I only speak common and undercommon, so,
I
bit of a
speak
struggle
8
to read.
languages. Elvish is not one of them.
Oh, well, maybe it's not your diary then if you can't speak Elvish. Yeah, you can speak Elvish. You're an elf.
Oh, I'll fucking add Elvish to my languages then.
Yeah. Darren Dill will be like, I can speak Elvish. I read Elvish if you wish.
Well,
So he's feeling very upset that he spent all this time in his life learning to speak 8 languages and he didn't learn Elvish. This is what would be useful now.
How did I forget that one? It's literally
Well,
my people's language.
if people are interested, I can transcribe it into common for everyone. And it'll also allow me to omit maybe a couple of details I don't want people reading.
That would be lovely. And do you remember? What is this? Just a sentimental ring, or?
I don't have the faintest idea.
Okay then.
We can try and identify it in the potion later and figure out what everything is.
Well, if you're just looking at books, I sit down. I think, can I have your pearl?
Oh yes, of course. I'll pass my pearl over.
I'll identify.
Okay, it is a ring of defense plus 1 armor class. And again, Drody, you don't remember putting it in there. Maybe Yasfer did. You're not sure. The potion is superior healing potion. The map is not magical.
And at this point, Grim has sat down, taken his shoes off, and started knitting.
Knitting, I love it. What's he knitting?
Oh, Grim, don't get.
Don't know yet.
To see where the wall takes you.
Yeah, gotta be
Maybe-
inspired.
Are we?
Carry on.
No, it's your house.
I was going to go. Oh, maybe the next time we go and see Bruinor, I'll ask if he can potentially delay tearing my house down. On the off chance that maybe I get to live in it again one day. And who knows if it goes anything like Drackelstoog did, where they gave us a house we've never been to. I could live here again, and I can have a little bunk in the corner for Grim to come and stay, and he can knit me a lovely blanket. A nice little throw for my moth-eaten couch.
Whatever he's knitting
So,
starts to
are
get
we-
wider.
Are we? Is there room for us to all stay here tonight? I mean, I understand why you want to stay here, Drodin, and please do, but we were offered quarters in a palace.
I'm not going to. I don't know the proper term. My brain likes to shut down at key moments. I'm not going to resent anybody who wants to go and stay in a palace. It's not a. I'm not going to be offended or anything by anybody who doesn't want to stay in my home, but I think I would rather stay here than a palace.
I think we will stay here too, if it's okay, Drodin. I worried that we were scaring small children while we were walking through the city, so
I'm at this point. I'm not going to refuse anyone the opportunity of a sleepover.
Grim starts snoring. His hands are still knitting, just very slowly. He's asleep now.
Oh, no palace for me.
You're more than welcome to.
No, I don't want to be on my own. I've got FOMO.
But think of all the pompous.
The food they'll have.
I know, you get all of it to yourself.
you could always take Ambrose to the palace.
Oh, I bet Darendil will sleep over with me.
Darendil will surely stay in the palace.
Yes, I'd rather stay in a palace than no offense, Drodin, but this is a shithole.
Maybe, but it's my shithole.
I think it saw its best days, 100 years ago? More?
I only left
50?
the place 50 years ago.
It shows.
I would like to point out that this does appear to be a construction zone, so you might want to just let people around know that you're in here.
Yes, you might have some
Stay
very
safe.
surprised builders.
You also might want to wear a helmet of some sort.
This is a good point. Also, Sergi, would you like a little task in my house while I go in and do something outside?
Ask?
There's a hidden room in my house. If you want to try and find it.
Ooh, a mystery. Okay.
And I'm just going to like push him deeper into the house, and I'm just going to walk outside and look for the first dwarven construction worker that I see.
You're gonna break me up in the house.
You can see one carrying a sack of something towards the house.
I just wander over to him and just be like, "You there? A moment, please."
Bloody hell.
Surprise. Don't worry, we're not invading again. I just wanted to let you know.
Bob, I've got a live one.
I'm staying with my friends in this house over here. He's completely ignoring this guy's momentary.
Bobby's got friends. Get
They're
the
not
guards.
No, we're here on authorization from Bruin Battlehammer.
Bobby's pretending he knows Bruno. Quick, get guards.
Okay, I really don't want to cause a problem. I just want to sit down.
Bobby's tired. I think
I'm
he's
very
tired.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Hi, my name's what?
Oh. I see. Sorry. My mistake. He'll hold his hand out. It's like, lovely to meet you, what? I'm Jordan.
Jordan. All right, then. You're not invading us, then? Where's your friends?
They're in my old home.
That's my home.
Oh, do you live in there now? Or
I'm
are you
fixing it. I've been fixing it for 3 months.
Well, I guess we're not staying there tonight then.
Oh, well, if you want to stay, you can.
It's just that
Small,
I used
small
to...
donation to renovation fee will be accepted gracefully.
I think you start to see like Droden just slowly kind of deflate a little bit.
Oh,
Yes, well, of course it's in a bit of a state. I didn't leave it in the best of condition.
I'll pay a fee, like 1 gold a night to guard it, 'cause I'm not staying here. It's shit all.
What? Say that again for me. What?
All right, 2 gold. Fine, I'll pay 2 gold per night For you to stay there.
But you'll pay me 2 gold.
Aye, guard it.
Okay. I mean, it's my house. Well, it was my house.
Aye, you could buy it off me. Bobby's gonna buy it off us.
How much would you want for it?
500 gold. Sold as seen.
Would you like me to poke my head out?
He will turn around and go. Sorry.
You've just got a potion. You've just got a potion that is worth that much.
You have.
You know, if you got it for 250, let's have it for free. How about a nice little down payment? If we got it for half a year, could you pay up front?
No.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Pay the man!
Is Tink shouting that from...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I did
Even
want to
Grim-
pop my head out, not for this. Just to see if
Even-
Bob exists.
Yeah, even Grim is watching from the doorway at this point. I think there's
Yeah.
there's Grim's head, then Tink's head's on top of
right.
Darren
I don't think what exists. I think Drone is just having this conversation to himself at the front of the
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, there's no Bob. I think he was just trying to make out that he wasn't alone. This strange drow talking to him in the street.
How about I make you a deal?
Okay.
I'll give you 350 gold,
Right.
but I'll tell Bruin or Battlehammer that you've done an exceedingly good job at looking after my property, and you very generously returned it to me.
It's my property.
I know, but if I buy it off you,
Oh, you'll put in word for me as a contractor.
yes. Which, with the king, surely is going to be worth a bit more than 100 gold.
Aye, true.
Because of all the work you'll get.
How much work?
You'll have to talk to Bruin or Battlehammer.
I thought you were doing that.
Oh, I know. I'll put the word in, but I'm not going to give you the jobs
What?
that he picks out for you.
At the door, I think Grim is going to turn to Tink and just be like, "Can I borrow 300 gold?
What for?
Well, to resolve whatever the hell that is."
Oh, yeah, I was just going to give them these 2 rubies worth 250 gold each.
Oh, okay, that might work. We might also save Drodin from this, though. It seems to be getting weird.
He seems very determined.
They both seem lost, if you ask me.
Shall we just wander over? Yeah, it's just.
I think that might be best, Captain.
I've always wanted to do this. I assume 2 rubies worth 250 gold are probably bigger than my fists can contain.
They are pretty big, yeah. Because you're so small, they probably look like, like baseball size to scale.
What? I'm Captain Tink. Nice to meet you. Put her there.
Bob, it's a fairy! It's a fairy! Hello, Captain. Yes. What the bloody hell you got there?
I'm trying to pay you for that house, or on Drodin's behalf. Just take it.
Bloody hell! And he'll take them, put them in a pocket, or try to, and realise they're a bit too big, and then he will reach in another pocket and just grab a big rolled up piece of paper and go, "There you go, Captain, all yours. Bob, I've got loads of money. And he just goes running off down the street. To the pub! Wait, they don't take gems. To the bank, then to the pub.
I might spend the rest of the day just following this guy about. I really need to know who he's talking to.
It wasn't What's House at all.
Does he have any friends? Because now it's gone from, oh, just like there's backup, to, oh, Bob, let's go to the pub. Bob's now an imaginary friend.
What was imaginary? Because I didn't expect you to go talk to someone.
As Bob runs off. No, not Bob. As Watt runs off. Drayton's just like, I was trying to make a friend.
Oh. You know he'll be at the pub. So...
No.
And I just have a feeling he's not gonna be with anyone else called Bob.
Well, thank you for contributing the money to buy my house back. I was apprehensive of asking because wizardry business costs a lot already. But at least it means we haven't robbed someone by taking my old possessions out of my old house, my current house.
Well, Captain's current house.
No, I give this to Droden.
It is a deed.
Look at it. It is a deed.
It is a deed, and
got
it does have the right seal on it.
Halfway through that conversation, I got really paranoid that we were being swindled, and he was like, "I don't live there."
It just says, "Ha." It's a letter from Bob.
I'm not real. Well, in that case, I'm going to just slowly wander my way back inside then, and I'll use sending to send a message to Bruinor Battlehammer, just to say, visited my house, currently occupied by a dwarf named Watt. We've just brought it off him. If you could avoid having people tear down my old home, I would appreciate it.
You just hear, noted.
Also, he's a great construction worker. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
He didn't agree to that deal.
Now, I know it wasn't you, but what your people did, just give the guy a good review on TripAdvisor.
Are you going to Airbnb this place?
No, I'm going to live here.
Or when you're away?
Oh.
Beautiful views of the darkness. There's no real views under dark, is there? Okay.
How's Serdia getting on looking for the secret room?
Give me an investigation. And Grim can give me a roll as well, where you're stood. Okay.
I'm very glad that Watt didn't come in the house, because you didn't. No point did you tell him that there was an animated statue of a kobold banging on the walls all through his house.
You probably could have got a discount. Oh, very good, very good.
Better than I was expecting.
Yeah. Serdi, as you're walking there, you definitely, now that you're part elemental, it feels like what underneath you is hollow. Definitely. And Grim as well. This hole in the wall does seem a lot deeper than just the box.
Grim, do you get the feeling that there's something under this floor? I'll tap my foot on it.
You can hear the foot strike from through the hole in the wall.
I think I have a thing.
Oh.
I have stone cunning.
Oh,
So
okay.
I double my proficiency.
Double your
Which-
proficiency. Which is what, +4?
I don't No, anymore.
Oh,
Plus
okay.
3. So it would have just
So another
been...
3, so it'd be a 15. Because you already get 3.
Well, no, I don't get
Oh.
proficiency on
Oh, that's history.
that.
Okay. The
If
origin
I
of
did...
stonework. Okay, we can roll history if you want.
Yeah. And then... Well, that didn't go well.
Well, it's another plus
another
3.
3. So
I mean,
I am
it does-
nearly back where I started.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like dwarven stonework, which is what's confusing you.
Mm.
Well, most of this house is. This wall isn't. That's probably why it's confusing you.
Maybe they just know how to build properly. It doesn't. None of this makes sense.
Do you think we should push through a brick on your side or pull up a floorboard on up here?
Well, I can give it a go if you want. And I will take out my battle axe.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't. My friend's newly brought old house. But
Yeah, Drody, you see Grim take out an axe.
I can repair the wall. I can rebuild it. It'll be fine.
Okay. I
you
mean,
want to
roll,
go
roll.
first, or shall I?
Oh, I'm curious to see how you do this.
Oh God, I think Grim doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just kind of following what Serdi said. And this stone's a bit weird, so I will just take a swing at the wall,
Okay. That's
which
a hit.
doesn't go well. 14.
It's not hard to hit a wall, so it hits. Just
Oh,
roll
God.
damage. Hmm.
11.
I mean, it doesn't do a lot, but you take a chip out. With this wall, you need to do at least 10 points of damage before anything over 10 is what it does. So you do chip it slightly, and as you hit it, there's a spark, and you think you see something inside the hole where the box was. Just catches the light.
Whip out my mace and then try and hit the same spot that Grim hit. So we'll hit like get a rhythm going between us with the one hit after the other.
Are you just going to spend a load of time just like whack, 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 whack until it
Yeah.
comes down? Okay.
Whether it's supposed to or not.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a hit. Roll damage. You do need to get 10 or more.
Oh no.
No, the base just bounces off. But Grim's swings, there's definitely some damage happening. Hang on, what do you get? Yeah. Between you spend a little while, and then the wall starts to crack and fall away, and you see that it's a very thin stone over a frame. And as the wall begins to crack, you can see inside, and it looks like quite a luxurious bedroom with like quite large beds, quite fine furniture.
This isn't a supporting wall. Be thicker. We'll have to rebuild it. We should check the other walls as well.
Slightly odd that there's just this bedroom in here, though. Ting, Captain, I think we found somewhere you can stay.
Well, I mean, it's Odin's bedroom that is hidden behind a wall that you have taken down. I assume you asked him if you could do. Never mind.
It's probably at that point.
Find the room.
It's probably at that point, Droden, as you see them trying to get this wall down, you just kind of watching them, and then you're like, oh, you suddenly remember if you take the box out and turn it upside down and put it back in, the wall opens.
I feel like I would have remembered that a while ago, and I would just be like, "Why are they ripping the wall down?"
We're having so much fun.
Yeah, they were enjoying themselves. It's cardio.
At the same time, I'm also like, well, I suppose because Drow don't rule the city, I don't have to hide that room anymore.
That's true.
It's an extension. It's a pre-existing extension.
It is a very nice room. Eventually, if you get the box and put it back in, the wall will sort of part and disappear off, and it's quite a nice guest room with a large bed. It's got a table and chairs. It's got a nice dressing table, wardrobes. It's like far nicer than the rest of the place, and it was where you used to hide your guests because it was confined and they were locked away. It was as nice as it could be.
Forgive me, DM, but I feel like the wall doesn't quite just slide away now. There's a lot of rubble.
Yeah, there's a lot of dust and rubble and a very loud scraping noise. There's something's contacting where it shouldn't.
I mean, we could hang a tapestry.
That's what Grim's knitting. Tapestry.
You have a charming home.
What was this for, Droden?
It's where I hid runaway slaves while I was waiting to send them to the surface.
Priest hole. I like it.
Yes, it's a priest hole. Exactly. And because it was relatively small and confined, and I didn't know how long they would be in there, I tried to make it as pleasant as possible.
As you're talking, there is a deep rumble in the earth. It's not the door. It's more than that. It's everywhere. You see things falling off shelves, dust coming down from the stonework and the ceilings. And then it settles and it stops.
Droden, was this a load-bearing wall you just watched us bash down?
No, it was a sliding door. Of course, it wouldn't be load-bearing. You would make a load-bearing door.
Well, I had to ask.
Are earthquakes normal here?
Are earthquakes normal here? I would.
Not really.
Considering the lava.
I'm just gonna go fly outside.
I'll start putting the bricks back.
Just in case.
You will see Darendil and Eldith are outside talking, and Eldith is like, aye. You get occasional tremors from the great fire elemental sleeping beneath the mountain, but this feels stronger somehow.
Maybe we should all make our way back up to the palace where the king and assumably a lot of guards are.
Aye, I just want to be clear. If the elemental wakes up, you won't need to worry. You won't know you're dead. It's big. It's bigger than the city. So don't worry. No amount of guards can protect us from Megara, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Is Ellen nearby? Can she hear this?
No, Ellen's not with you. No.
I would like to say it is very nice that everybody is like. We haven't had a problem with the fire elemental in so long. You know, it'll cause problems if it wakes up, but we've got methods for that. It's not like we haven't been seeing a lot of weird shit happening throughout the rest of the Underdark for the past few weeks.
Can I just ask though, is it something shared?
To the palace.
On the way, yes.
You hear this huge horn blast, and it resonates. You feel it in your gut. It's so deep. And Elder said, "That's the temple." What should we do? Palace?
That
That's
sounds like a good
definitely
idea.
that's the temple.
Let's go. Should we go to temple then?
If it's coming from the temple, it's a better idea to go to the temple than the palace.
Maybe
Yes,
help.
let's run towards the danger.
We normally do.
It's
Yeah.
pretty on brand.
I just feel like we have a choice between a safer option and that this time, and we're still choosing that. No, let's go. Let's go.
Can I just ask, Grim? Is it something in sort of dwarven religion that you have to build a city around some very large, dangerous, fiery beast? Because there was the dragon in Cracklestew, and they have a big fire elemental here in Gauntlgrym.
So, what I think it is there is a certain level of ingrained stupidity. And then we get stuck in tradition and we're not able to move past it.
I can understand that.
Come on then. And he's still trying to like quickly retie his shoes.
I'm sorry I interrupted you when you were trying to say that, Tom. I don't know if you've got the music on loud. I just had a very loud horn in my ear. And it
Yeah, I saw your face go. And everyone else was just. I was like, oh yeah, I always forget. Some people don't have it on.
it filled me with a sense of urgency.
Okay, where are you heading?
To the temple.
To the temple.
You are heading to the temple.
Temple.
Okay.
Little temple run.
You dash through the city, you jump in some of the carts again, and Eldith will sort of lead the way to the temple. You stop outside and you can see, again, it's a huge building, and you can see like a heat haze over it, as if there is, in the center, there is some incredibly hot heat source, huge heat source. And there seems to be a combination of guards running around trying to figure out what's going on, and the common folk running away from the temple. And then you see a number of guards, dwarven guards. One of them is leaning on another. He's very badly wounded. You can see blood pouring down their tabard. They're barely breathing, barely holding on to consciousness. And the second one's going, "It's demons! It's demons! They're attacking the eye. I'm going to get reinforcements. I'd be wary." And then he drags the dying dwarf with him and begins to leave. What would you like to do?
There's only one thing to do.
Defend the eye.
At the mention of demons,
Yeah.
certainly just Ambrose just start running towards the danger.
Okay.
As we get closer, I'm prepping bless. So as soon as Grim spots whatever it is we're about to have to deal with, I'll cast bless on himself,
Yeah.
Tink, and Serdi or Perla, and just trust that Drodin stays out of reach.
As you move through the temple, it is beautiful. There is gold and silver literally worked into all of the walls. Beautiful artwork in every kind of precious metal and gem you can think of. But it is strangely quiet. You feel a blast of heat as you approach a room. You can see the glow of forges from within this room ahead of you, and stood in the entrance is a drow elf woman. She's wearing a simple white robe, no weapons, no armor. Her hair is long and white and seems to whip about her face in the heat from the furnaces. And she just smiles at you and stands and waits. And then turns and slowly walks towards the forge behind her.
Can we stop her? Firebolt, you know.
Yeah, go for it.
Start running.
That
Roll initiative. I'll let you throw your firebolt now, yeah?
That looks like the Yasva that punched me across a turtle.
It's very similar.
I think we might be fighting Monkey.
Monkey. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let's add you to the initiative. I've forgotten how to use Foundry.
Firebolt.
That's good.
You don't have
I
Firebolt.
might, because you were always throwing firebolts all around. I have Eldritch Blast.
Oh, you're an Eldritch Blast kind of girl.
18.
Oof. That is a hit. She seems to be unarmored.
Can you throw two?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get two, don't you, at that
I don't
level?
think you can you? It has to be two.
I thought you threw two. I thought you had two.
Like, can it hit the same target?
Yeah.
I do, but
It's been a while since we
God,
played the D&D, isn't
I
it?
don't remember how to do this.
I remember why.
The second one doesn't hit anyway.
Okay, but the first one hits for how much damage? 6.
A whole
So-
6?
That's, if I remember right, that's pretty good for you, though. You used to roll like 1, which was what I would do if I had a warlock.
Hey.
At least you hit. At least you hit. I mean, she takes it. You see the robe, the fire catch, and you almost expect the robe, because it's such light, it looks like it's made of silk, to go on fire. But as the fire from your, well, not the fire, but the magical energy dissipates, the clothing just seems to like shimmer, and then the damage to it is gone. Right. Do you want to do one round and then we'll call it? I'm sorry it's taken this long to
It's cool. Didn't realise the time.
get to it. Who's not rolled? Oh, okay. No, I know. I need to delete. That's all right. There's an invisible Sev. Okay.
I can't see the goopy shit.
You can't see it. For some reason that...
It says
Okay.
The button is not visible to me.
It should be.
I'll
It
give
wasn't
you a
visible to the
refresh.
streamer. That yeah, it's there now. Tink. You just see her turn to you, and her face seems almost like to sort of slightly melt, as if it's made of wax, and her eyes glow red. You just hear her utter an incantation under her breath. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Not this for me. I'm blessed.
You are. Which, what, is that advantage? Or is it plus?
1d4?
D4, thing,
D4, that's it. God, I've forgotten how to D&D. This is, I did not realise how much I'd forgotten. Ooh, you're good.
17.
You are within a certain distance from me.
Yes, 10
so-
feet.
I'm
Paladin.
just trying to find
Is that +3?
It's your proficiency, isn't it?
Yes, it'll be +3.
+3 as well. So that's 20. That's good. Yeah, you feel your mind like shrinking back into yourself, but then you just halt it. You push forward. You feel the blessing from Grim sort of pull you back into yourself. You feel like if that spell had have taken hold, she would have had control of you. So, next up is Grim.
I will shout out that she has some sort of weird brain magic.
Okay. And then he still just heads off. I've only got a little legs. 25 feet.
That's the second thing tonight that I thought would be good on a t-shirt. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was something Jim said.
I feel like it would be harsh having Hazel walk around with t-shirts as I've only got little legs though.
For my height, my legs are surprisingly long.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
I mean, I'm not saying proportionally, but they're still little.
Well, you can have underneath, but proportionally they're long.
Yeah.
Just some small print. What the hell am I doing? I am not ready for this. I have nothing I can attack them with at this point. But I don't want everyone else to get too far ahead. So bonus action dash.
Okay.
To just get into the room. I don't want
Do
to
you
get
have
too far
Do you
ahead
have
of
bonus
people.
action dash or is it action dash?
No, action dash. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's all right. I'm very rusty. Okay.
The end of my go.
Okay. Tink.
How far away from me is she or it? 95. I'll move forward. I don't need to move that far. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20. $25. And I swear these are not necessarily casting this. I just want to see how far. It doesn't say in the description how far I can cut away I can cast.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay.
I'm pretty sure Eldritch
Perfect.
Blast is quite long
Thank you.
range, isn't it? Yeah.
No, fairy fire.
No, this
Oh,
is
fairy
fairy
fire.
fire. I want to
Oh,
give
okay.
everyone else advantage.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
Boom.
Fairy be fairy firing.
Fairy fire.
She'll
Which is
save.
a
Yeah, there it is.
Dex saving
Save.
throw. You never know. Oh.
One of them.
Sorry.
So close.
It
Wait.
was.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I just remembered a thing I have, but no, that's fine. It's fine. I just don't remember how to play my character. No, it's fine. It's
Don't
fine.
worry, none of us do right now.
We
and
tried.
Fairy Fire is
We
one of
can
those ones.
try again.
Yeah, when it hits, it's really good. Okay, anything else? Any bonus?
Yes, for my bonus action, I'll take my form of dread and open up my face.
Lovely. So yeah, you see the porcelain skin open out, see the flesh underneath. There isn't two of them.
That's 7 temporary hit points.
7. Drodin.
Hello. I'm going to step forward 30 feet. That's the ruler. they are now in range, I'm just going to point at them and cast a nice little spell. And can they give me a DC 15 Charisma save, please? As I try to banish them.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah, they're fine. They don't go anywhere.
that would have been effective. Yeah.
It would have been very effective.
Yes, it
Try
would.
again, but don't fancy my chances.
I never know. I mean, you definitely, both of you would know that she's resistant in some way to magic. Any bonus actions or anything? No. And then Serdi. And
I'm going to
Ambrose.
do much the same as Grim, and I'm going to run and action dash.
Okay.
That's 30 movement, so it gets me to there. And then I will bonus action Giant's Might.
Ah, does that grow you?
Yeah, when let me do it then. It's so annoying. It's not letting me do it. I've got resources, but it's saying I haven't got resources.
Okay. Don't worry. We'll.
So there we go. I've done
Okay.
it without using the resource. I'll just manually take it off.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll leave it there then. Sorry, that wasn't a very exciting turn, but
I didn't mean to do that.
yeah, God, I'm so rusty. So rusty.
I couldn't even remember my own character at the start, so
Yeah,
doing okay getting
we
back
should
to
have
it.
just shuffled them around. Just had to play someone else for a bit.
Oh, Ambrose will move up as well with me.
Oh yeah. You should just be able to move him now. I think they've changed it.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Okay. We'll call it there then. Till next time. Yeah, hopefully I'll refresh my memory on how the rules work and how this D&D functions. But yeah, cool.